How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Foundry. We're reviewing the last episode of season 2, chapter 16, The Rescue, where obviously we know exactly
Woo!
what's going to happen based on everything that's coming up. So, what's up, guys? We got myself, Kryptonic Ken, we got Johnny, and we got Sly. How you guys doing?
Hello. Doing pretty good. I'm really excited for this finale. It's gonna be a lit one for sure.
Pumped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo!
It's
Awesome. So, where do we start off this episode? We start off as the whole ship is going. We're going in space. We're trying to get to the Moff Gideon ship, but before that, they need to capture the Dr. Pershing from earlier, because they need his information.
yeah.
So yeah,
We get
that's what they do.
just,
You see some fancy piloting skills from Boba Fett.
yeah, that was pretty cool to see him actually do that, and they get him in a little tractor beam and they're boarding and whatnot, and there's the doctor with his two pilots. I guess that's the only protection they needed for this thing. It was. This is like I don't even know why. This just kind of came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting it as the intro and stuff, and had just a weird scene with some Imperial like dialogue. I didn't like. Slight, you thought it was pretty funny though, right?
I feel like certain parts of it were funny, but truth be told, I did not like the scene. No.
Yeah, it just felt a little out of place. So, like, I guess for context for people, if it's been a bit since you watched, they take over the ship, and as they're trying to take over, the guards, I guess, that were driving the ship, they kill one of them, right? And then the other guy takes he has Dr. Pershing.
Yeah,
in
the other guy killed
at
the other
gunpoint.
pilot because he's like, I'm not with him, and then he just caps him. He's like, yeah, no.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
right,
because he
right.
was
And
gonna
then-
because he was surrendering.
Mhm.
yeah, exactly. And then he just goes off on this whole like monologue about like how he likes being such an asshole,
And he's
like
like, the Empire's so evil, and like, which I really did not like because it just kind of took everything that the last episode accomplished.
Established.
Yeah, with
Yep.
like humanizing the Empire and saying, hey, these are real people too, and they feel justified to somewhat degree, and they're not so evil, And they just took all of that and they just like dumped it in the trash, which is like, what was the whole point of that, Just to have like this lame little dialogue where Cara Dune, like, because they like been dogging on her for the Alderaan shit the entire season so far.
Not very well either.
Yeah,
yeah.
it was just very cringy, and I was just kind of like, I thought this was corny, and she gets mad, and she kills him and stuff, and
Yeah.
they get mad at Doctor, and he's like, I was just following orders, and they're like, Nazi symbolism, back at it, cool.
Pretty sure she shoots off his ear too.
Jesus.
Yeah, Dr. Pershing loses his ear when she caps the other dude.
Jeez. Yeah, it just felt a little out of place. I mean, I suppose maybe you could say they were going to show they were trying to show the both ends of the spectrum. Some people are just like they're there doing a job, and then there's guys like this who are legit like assholes, evil, trying to like make everyone suffer.
Yeah.
But it just the stark difference like immediately after the last episode was a little off.
And it's weird because he tries
so-
to humanize himself by saying, like, how many lives were lost on the Death Star? But then he proceeds to say, man, blowing up Alderaan. If
So
I
funny.
could just blow up another one, fuck, man. Oh, I'd be so
Alderaan
hard.
2.
Yeah,
It's
it's
so
like,
weird.
whoa.
I just didn't like, he was just like so nitty, and like, yeah,
I
it was
know,
real
yeah.
good, and I liked it too.
Yeah, it was a bit much, but luckily he's gone. He's gone. We don't need to worry about him anymore.
Yeah,
God.
so they get the doctor,
Yeah.
and like, yeah, take us to Gideon or whatever. What was the purpose of getting him again?
They needed information about the ship, I think, and he had information about the Dark Troopers.
Oh yeah, the Dark
as well.
Yeah.
Troopers. Ooh, Sly, you were right about this. You predicted before. You said these Dark Troopers look awfully a lot like robots, and that happened to be the case. He said we got rid. This is kind of annoying too, and it's like the only thing holding back the perfect trooper was the actual trooper itself. No human.
No, I hated that too.
And I was like, for fuck's sake, dude, who's writing this shit? Like the same people. I don't know, man. It was off a little bit. I
They
was like,
saw too much Detroit become human. They're like,
I don't know. It's fucking. Anyways, yeah. So the Dark Trooper. How many of them do we know exactly? Like 20.
There's like a platoon or
Yeah, there's the
something.
full
I don't know.
platoon, yeah, so
I don't know what that means number wise, but it's got to be at least like 15 or 20, right?
Yeah,
Something like
between
that.
there.
platoon.
I'm sure we got a fact checker here working hard. Yeah, there's a platoon of them, of these robots, and he's like, oh, well, if you get in there quick enough, you can disable them before, because they need a minute to charge up and start up.
Yeah.
And so they come up with a little plan, and they get some help, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Death Watch. How do they come across them? They get like called.
Well, the
up?
Night Owls actually.
Oh, okay. The Night Owls. How did they come in contact with the Night Owls?
That was a little. That was.
I don't know
lame.
if they say that.
I don't know how they contacted them. They just kind of found them on some planet, which I did not like that plot hole. I'm like, how did you know that you'd find Bo-Katan and her friend here?
What
at
happened to
this
the third
bar?
guy?
Honestly, I hate to say it, but he was written out for the sake of having an all-woman escort. But
Probably he was. Funny
it
enough,
wasn't as
that character.
forced. I did
What-
appreciate it. It wasn't as forced, but still, yeah, it's like
It was pretty
is he
badass.
dead?
But it was unfortunate because that funny enough, that character, the actor who plays that character, was also from that same series that I was talking about earlier, where
God
they pulled
damn it.
that other guy
That's
from.
funny. At least they kept Sasha Banks. Yeah. So they go at the bar,
Praise.
and Sasha Banks and Boba Fett start getting on each other's nerves, and they want to fight it out. And there's a little tumble, and she's like, "Oh,
It was pretty funny.
I want the dark saber," and he's like, "You can have the dark saber. I just want the baby." And they're like, "All right, cool. So we'll work with you." And so
Yeah.
the gang expands. I thought that was really weird. I was like, "Where?" I'm like, "What? Wasn't there a third one?" I was watching it later in the episode. I'm like, "Did this guy die?" And I just don't remember it.
Either he's like off doing some other quest, or they left him in the restroom while.
Yeah,
like,
he was
that
just
whole
in, he was
thing
in the
going
shitter.
on.
Just like, yeah, they
Yeah.
left, bro. It's like that Office moment. And he's like,
He comes back out. He's like, "Where'd everybody go?"
I know.
Oh well.
And the
like-
bartender's missing too. He's like, "Fuck, dude, the place cleared out."
Shit. Man, that must be a nasty shit I just took. Everyone left. Anyways, they get the group together, and now they're ready. They're ready to go take on freaking Moff Gideon's ship. They get a plan, as you said earlier.
But Bo-Katan doesn't call the Darksaber by its name, does she? She just says Moff Gideon has something I need if I
yeah,
want to rule.
yeah,
Mandalore,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
I noticed, she alludes to saying what it is precisely that she wants,
'Cause
and I
she's a
feel
little
like
sneaky.
that sets up really big for what happens in this episode. And I'm kind of bummed because it's like, if you just said what the item was
Why?
you fucking wanted,
And why?
bingo. I mean, a lot of things could have been avoided.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe the Mandalorian knew something of it, and like,
Oh,
I
in other
don't.
words, if she told him, he would take that as an advantage and be like, haha.
Maybe
mine.
because I think she was like, she had ill intentions, she had ill thought, and I thought like maybe that was leading to her character like kind of thing. But yeah, you're right, it could have been avoided. She said it, but like, because we knew that Mandalorian didn't give a shit about it. We knew that Mando didn't give a shit about the Darksaber. He
Exactly.
just wanted the child back. But I guess she didn't know him that well, so they're both kind of keeping their distance with that. But you're
That's
right.
a good point, though, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I see it. But like,
There's
you're
definitely
right.
two sides to the coin on this one. Yeah, it could be seen both ways, and it's hard to tell which one
The less he knew, the
is her
better.
reasoning.
Maybe to her.
Yeah.
But
yeah. It was an interesting thing that resulted as as a side effect of that whole thing.
They had a
What?
neat little plan, like they had that enemy ship, and they're like, oh, we're being attacked by Boba Fett, which was a nice little plan. Yeah, so Boba Fett's chasing them, and fake shooting, they're just play fighting, and Moff Gideon's ship is like, all right, we'll send out some TIE fighters to help you guys out. They're like, no, we need to come aboard. They're like, nah, it's cool, you stay out there. And they said, all right, fuck you, and they just fucking like crash land inside the hangar. And they start shooting, busting shit up. Moff Gideon's a little hangar, he's starting to get a little pissy. He's like, grr, these aren't the Imperial, these are bad guys.
Yep.
And because he got a little tricked, even though like the plan didn't even like work that well either. They
I
just
don't
kinda,
think
like,
he fell for it because Boba freaking capped those two ships in one shot.
Yeah.
So it kind of made it obvious. It's like he could have totally shot down that ship. How is it that he aces these two shots, but he misses like 50?
Yeah. No way.
So that's when they're like, all right, start up the Dark Troopers, and I'm like, wow, you worked quick. Everyone starts
I know.
busting out, fighting and shooting at everyone in the hangar and stuff, and then smoke's kind of settling a little bit, and the Mandalorian like slowly pops out of the ship, and I was like, what? I'm like, why are you taking so long to get out there? I'm like, you're the one with the most time sensitive objective of everybody, and you're like, just
Yeah,
like
I
taking
know
your
that was
sweet
weird.
time,
That was weird.
you know?
Like He should have gone out blazing like everyone else.
Go with them and then split
Mhm.
off. Yeah.
God,
like it wouldn't have mattered.
was fucking furious in this fucking
Hand us the
fight
script,
scene.
god damn it.
I was fucking furious in this upcoming fight scene when they're on the hallway. Cara Dune, she's fighting with everybody, with Finnick and Sasha Banks and whatever the fuck, and she's firing her LMG big gun. She goes, "My gun's jammed."
What does that mean? It's a laser.
My gun is jammed, like as if there's
like that she
fucking
said gun.
bullets.
I
Not
hated
even
that she said gun.
I was like, what the fuck shit plot device is this? So she takes her big ass fucking gun, smacks it on a stormtrooper, and I hate when they use melee or like CQB like on a fucking stormtrooper with all their fucking all their armor and shit. And I'm just like, it just does not look good. Doesn't sound good. The plastic,
Because it's not like what Boba had, his Goffy stick. It's not that.
Yeah.
You're using this weird blaster rifle that, it's not damaging their armor. What is it, like maybe giving them a concussion?
Yeah, a little knocking the wind out of them. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? This girl, my gun jammed, with a laser gun where the laser is created at the end of the barrel, It's not like there's a box of like a magazine full of lasers, or something. It's like, oh, I've got 20 lasers in this magazine.
Yeah.
Better.
You
click
never
it
hear
in.
anyone in the whole Star Wars universe be like, new clip in. You never hear that.
Never, because it's not a fucking thing.
Bingo.
Yeah, if anything, they just have to like re-energize or something. Like it's
has,
not.
like, a
You're not.
cooldown.
Yeah, you're not refilling it or something.
I was
Yeah, it was
furious
odd.
about that. I
It
was
was odd.
fucking yeah. I did not like anything that Cara Dune did in this fucking season. I thought it was bad. I was like, man, the writing is not great for her character. It really sucks because she was like a star in the first season. I really liked her, and then
They let us down with returning characters this season. You're right on the money.
Besides Bill Burr, he
Yeah.
was great.
It was good.
That's true.
Good job, Bill
That's
Burr.
true.
He was
But yeah,
exceptional.
I also wasn't a big fan. Like, so the combat that they go through as they're trying to storm the bridge or whatever was fine. When she tries to unjam the gun, what was it like? Freaking Bo-Katan was like, "Do you need help?" And she's like, "No, I got it." And then she jams it against the ground and it gets fixed magically. Like,
Just smacks it, yeah.
It's like,
okay,
what year is
sure,
this, for fuck's sake?
whatever.
Yeah, it's just
Just
kind of like,
continue.
yeah. It was like I wasn't even like worried about it. Like there have been no consequences to any fight scene whatsoever. No one has like gotten shot. There have been no close calls. Like nothing has been like it's been easy for any character fighting a stormtrooper up to this point this entire season. So I was not worried about it. I wasn't excited. I wasn't enthralled. There wasn't like a returning character using some badass equipment that we haven't seen in like 30 years. To keep us interested.
That's true.
But-
There was no real tension.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
just kind of like
No, I agree.
yeah,
Not with the women, at least, yeah.
more stuff we've seen, and then we kind of cut back to Mandalorian. He's rushing through. The robots are popping up. They're starting to leave their little chamber, but Mandalorian manages to answer the device chip, but not before one Dark Trooper busts in and beats the shit out of him, and he's using everything to his like ability to try to stop this
Dude.
thing, up to the flamethrower, like everything, which I thought was
His
hilarious.
helmet almost got like destroyed. just
Yeah, it was
punched
just
in.
fun. I love that part.
The
I thought that
wall.
was amazing.
I
wish-
thought I saw it bending. I was like, oh no, not his helmet. That's so bad.
Yeah.
I was expecting him to like, be showing like maybe blood dripping from underneath the helmet because the way he was getting smacked,
That would
Yeah.
I think something would be
pretty
rattling around.
Yeah.
just show a little bit beat up. That's the unfortunate thing about it. But hey, it was a cool. I really liked that segment. I was just like, man, like fucking Mando's getting the shit beat out of him. But
Oh yeah, that was nice.
he ends
that
up
was nice.
defeating the one Dark Trooper and then jettisoning and the rest of the platoon out of the ship, which I thought was hilarious.
Platoon is 20 to 50.
Yeah, which I thought was pretty funny to see all of them fucking just be like thrown out of the ship. I was just thinking to myself at
Yeah.
that time watching, I'm like, yeah, that's the best place to keep my most expensive soldiers. Just have one press
Yeah,
of a
right
button and
next
they're
to
gone. I was like, yep, that's where I keep all my expensive items, and then be like, damn, we lost all of them.
Shit.
And
Not
then
again.
I
Damn it,
thought that was
there
funny.
goes the left-handed guns too.
Sorry. That's fucking funny.
Got him.
Sorry, but yeah, no, it takes Mando using his spear for the first time, so he had to
And
rely
still
on the best card.
barely.
I know, yeah,
Barely.
he like barely came to the conclusion. Maybe I should poke him.
Yeah, he tried just about everything, so he had to rely on the spear, and finally got the job done there. So which is nice. You get a weird segment of the girl is going through a door, and there's like a bit of a bridge pathway, and then for some reason the night owls, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, they decide let's jetpack and go under the bridge, and they did this just for Fennec and Kara to get surrounded.
As
And
if it was
then-
all planned and they all were on the same
Exactly.
page the entire time.
And then
Ugh.
the girls with the jetpacks show back up, and then everyone gets shot. And I was like, wow, this was some neat choreographed action that totally didn't seem fucking staged or faked at all.
Exactly. It's not like you said, "Hey, we're gonna go scout ahead," and then like, "Hey, they just happen to pop back or something." But it's like, let's just dive over like
Yeah,
we're
for
a couple
no
of swans.
reason.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Just for the sake of doing it. That's, oh man.
lazy.
Lazy. Yes, thank you. So I was like just kind of getting annoyed because there were too many like things that I like little things that kept just annoying me for like this thing. But
Well, yeah, it's like it would be believable if they had all been fighting together for a long time, but they haven't.
yeah,
like, there was
they've got some
nothing-
chemistry.
They didn't earn that. Yeah, exactly, as you say, chemistry. Like, they didn't earn that yet. Like, they've literally all just pretty much met for the first time in some cases. So like there's no way that they should be like working together so well. They should be making mistakes, and then they should be getting past that to like, show that they've come together to work together and make it through. But they're just somehow working perfectly together in sync first time. It feels off.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel earned.
Yeah,
So
good on
yeah,
them.
I agree with that.
There was another point where Mandalorian, he gets done with that business and he decides like, prison cell time, and who's in the cell waiting for a Mando?
Grogu.
It's Grogu. It's baby Grogu. But he's got a little bodyguard with him. He's got a not so friendly Moff Gideon. He's got the dark saber at the throat of little Grogu. So like, sup, dude? He's like, sup? Been waiting for you.
Totally
Yeah.
saw it coming.
Yeah, he's like, he's just waiting there, and they have a little conversation. He's like, I just want the kid. He's like, you don't want my saber? He's like, nah, dude, don't even want that. So like, all right, cool. And then they start to walk away. Moff Gideon hits him a cheap shot, and then they do a little bit. Mando easily beats his ass. I was like completely disappointed by this like character that we've been kind of building up for. Yeah, which you're right, does seem staged. I'll like talk about that a little later, but yeah, he goes down way too easy. Mando, he's got the kid. He's got the dark saber. Everyone else takes the bridge. It's all happy days. They get Moff Gideon over there, and he's like, "You fools! My plan!"
You stumbled right into it.
Yeah, and they're like,
Triggered my trap card.
he's like, "Look
Yeah,
outside!"
Bo-Katan immediately is like, "What the fuck happened?" And
Yeah.
he's just like, "Hmm? Oh yeah, I got this cool glow stick."
Yeah, I was like, "Look at this! I won it in a fight. I was supposed to do that, was I?" Wink, 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 wink.
Under my helmet where you can't see wink wink.
I know, right? Yeah.
What are you doing, man? I'm winking. Oh, yeah. And then he's like, "Why don't you look outside?" And the Dark Troopers are making their way in, and they're all like, they're heading in. They've got jetpacks on, and which makes sense why they.
Oh yeah, that
and-
part makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which kind of made sense now.
I don't know why it took them so long. They were literally powered up. They should have gotten there back in like a
Exactly.
couple minutes after getting jettisoned.
When those
I
could be
knew
like-
after they got jettisoned, I was like, okay, so we're sweeping this under the rug until it suits the story for them to pop back.
Exactly,
Got it.
because I was hoping, I was like, oh, come on, man, like, don't fuck us out of this cool fight here.
Don't rob us of a robot fight
Of
scene.
some good fight here that's not just cheese for these characters.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah.
There's a little bit
So
of
that
a-
happened. He's like, everyone in here besides me and the child will be dead. Because like at that point, they had already stormed on to, they got back onto the ship. The Dark Troopers are storming the bridge. They're just about there. They're like, oh no, it's locked. They shut the blast doors or whatever, as they always do. And then they're like, all right, whatever. And then they start just punching the door. So it's like, okay, sure, I guess.
I thought that was
and
weird.
that was kind of weird, but the I guess brute force sometimes just is what you need. So they're just punching the door, and Moff Gideon's he's got a smirk on his face, like, you guys are all gonna die besides me and the child, like, just
yeah,
like,
then he
obviously this is gonna happen.
hits-
But then what happened?
wait before that, did we talk about how he broke the news to him about the
Oh.
dark saber?
Yeah, we did pass over the whole conversation about that, which that is a pretty big conversation.
Yeah, he's like,
Go for it.
he's
Hit us
like,
with it.
all right, Sly, I'll let you do it. You got this.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So as we noticed, Mando storms back in, to the bridge to rendezvous with the gang, and Bo-Katan is immediately dumbfounded because it's not just that he's carrying the Darksaber; he's got it out. He's actually wielding it, and he knows how to turn it off and on, which also bothers me because it's like, okay, he's a little too familiar with this damn thing. And considering a guy who literally at the beginning of the season was like, you want me to take a kid to a bunch of wizards? It's like, whoa, okay, too fast. But not just that, right after that, as soon as he delivers them, Cara Dune's like, oh, this is awesome, yeah, great. And Bo-Katan's like, no. That's when the news gets dropped that, okay, you have the item that I wanted. And the whole conversation just becomes Moff Gideon explaining the laws, I guess the unspoken rule about the Darksaber.
Yep.
I'll let you guys go into more of that.
Well, I think it's interesting. It has to be one specifically in combat. Although they don't say it's obviously not to the death because Moff Gideon's not dead, and therefore it wouldn't have technically been Mando's if he didn't kill him. But so the rule is you have to win the Darksaber through combat, which I guess Moff Gideon did at some point. I don't know how he would have won in a fight.
Yeah.
But so now technically the Darksaber is owned by Mando, but Bo-Katan wants it, and in order to get it back, she would technically have to fight him in combat to get it back. But Mando's just like, I don't want it. Here, take it. But the interesting thing is, this isn't the first time Bo-Katan has taken it, just not through combat before. In pre, like what I guess it's in Rebels, right?
It was stolen and handed to her.
Yeah, exactly. And she just took it without any questions. So it's a little, there's a nuance there. I'm not really sure if it's an inconsistency or just like her character has changed over time, and she wants to win it real this time.
Only one person has ever said like, I claim this sword, and that was Darth Maul after defeating Pre Vizsla, but he didn't know about the laws of the Darksaber.
Yeah. Again,
he just took it because he's like, I just killed your leader. Fuck you guys. I'm keeping the trophy.
Yeah.
But maybe he did. I don't know. We don't know. He could have.
Yeah. It's interesting, and then just Mandalorian was just very persistent of like, seriously, just please take it. And she's like, nope.
Yeah. Can't do it.
And then you hear the banging on the door. It's the Dark Troopers. They're coming through. Everyone's got their guns pointed at him. The Grogu's scared. Everyone's gonna die. And then just all of a sudden, we get a little beep. Fennec Shans, there's someone coming. There's a life form coming. And
Phrasing. Boom.
It was an X-wing, right? That showed up.
Yep, an X-wing.
It's an X-wing. Yeah, they're like, oh god, we're saved. I got really excited at this point when I was watching. I got very excited.
Same.
And then
like a little blowy about that. Yeah.
We see a hooded figure jump out of the ship, walking down through corridors and hallways. Curious who this person could be. Get a little cut to Grogu. He's like sensing something. He's got a headache or something.
Perking up. Yeah.
So something's going on. And then this dude pulls out a lightsaber, starts fucking cutting through all the Dark Troopers. It's pretty amazing.
The score.
Yeah. Then it's Luke Skywalker. He showed up, saved the day, killed all the Dark Troopers, and then came through and had a very emotional scene between Grogu and Mando, where Mando took off his helmet to look at Grogu face to face, and he was Luke Skywalker translated saying that Grogu wanted Mando's permission to leave and join Luke Skywalker to be perhaps properly trained, and which he did, and then that was pretty lit. It was pretty cool end sequence there that kind of made you forget about all the little small details and little annoying little parts there, but it was pretty cool cap to the story. As a whole, though, I thought the season could have been way better, and I liked maybe 3 episodes total out of it.
Yeah, I don't know. My opinion has changed over the course of us talking about it. It's interesting. Like, obviously, I'm a Star Wars person at heart. I love Star Wars, and like just seeing it in a series that's been at least somewhat well planned out for the most part has been awesome, and kind of just seeing some different perspectives has been great in a different kind of way than just the movies, and the animated series has been awesome, and just the the production value is like through the roof. Like no lie, like there are some weird oddities, but
Which
just production value is
I was really worried about,
on point.
because I think of a show like you think of less budget. I thought they were gonna do like this less CGI. It was just gonna look
Oh
worse.
yeah, but it's been just awesome.
it's
Like,
been class.
we-
Loved it.
yeah,
If
like
anything,
you almost
we had more
forget it's
complaints
CGI.
when there wasn't the CGI, like the episode in Simi Valley. A lot of people were upset about that, but were more than enthusiastic about the actual green screen room that they have set up. It's like a full 360 green screen. It's really
nuts.
it's
nuts.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I agree. There was definitely some weaker parts to this season. I thought could have been improved. Overall, I enjoyed it for sure. I'm excited to see what they do with the next season. But I guess that leaves us with rating this episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although it does leave us with also excited about something else they teed off at the end of the episode.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that after credit sequence, right?
Yeah,
Oh, I forgot
we
about
get
that.
to see one of the most recognizable planets in the series again.
Yeah, thank God, because we have enough fucking scenes of goddamn Tatooine, right? So
Yeah.
we get a little
Yeah.
close up. It's Jabba's hut. Everyone's chilling. It's the gang. It's that one guy looking all gross.
Bib
actually.
Bib
Fortuna,
Fortuna, he's like 200 pounds heavier.
It's like, goddamn, it's like when you take over the hut, like Foundation, like you're not supposed to fucking
You
start
gotta get
looking
fat.
like him.
you gotta beef up. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's man, this pissed me the fuck off too. This pissed me off. We hear like, oh, someone's coming, and send one fucking guard running
One
up
at
there.
a time.
Pew! He dies. Everyone just like looks over. Another one. Everyone's like chilled. And then he runs up there. Pew! You see Boba Fett's like fucking shadow up the stairs. And then everyone starts freaking the fuck out. And then it's like, really? 2 Morian fucking guards? That's it? For Jabba's fucking palace? Like, I get it's not what it used to be. But for fuck's sake, dude.
Yeah, no, that's true. That is definitely true. But it was
It was
a
just
a
funny.
hype reveal.
Yeah,
It was a hype
it's
reveal
not
because like
supposed to be picked apart.
Book of Boba Fett, like there's so many things they can do with that. A, it's Boba Fett, so that's badass.
Mhm.
B,
And more.
I
Fennec.
mean, yeah, I mean, B, depending on how you feel about Fennec and that actress, I like both of them. I'm excited to see if maybe they can make her a little bit better in this than they did in Mandalorian. I generally really like that actress. She's done a lot of cool other stuff. So I'm excited to see how they do with this series, and like maybe they'll even pull Darth Maul back in. Who knows? I mean, he was very big in the underworld kind of stuff. So I mean,
That's a
maybe
good point.
he's still around there somewhere. Who knows? He was in the Han Solo movie. I don't know if he's still around, so we'll see.
It
I
depends
guess.
on where the timeline will put it. If this is gonna be like
Right.
backtracking to like when Bobo was in his early like youth, like when he got his dent.
Was kind of
Oh.
told for the upcoming show that was kind of told that it was going to be like at the same time for Mandalorian season 3 and that they were going to cross at some point. The paths were.
Yeah, that would make
I
sense to
imagine
me.
that. I also know that this is gonna be a very, very fast book. Like it's gonna be released. I think all of it is gonna be in 1 week, and then the next week, Mando season 3 comes out.
That'd be pretty
Oh,
lit.
really?
Either way,
They're
That'd
gonna
be
release 4
exciting.
episodes all at once, if I'm not mistaken.
good on them.
Okay.
That'd be lit.
We'll have to see. Should be exciting.
Yeah.
But I guess that leaves us with rating the episode again.
Yeah.
What do you guys got?
The episode was 7. Yeah. Man,
7.
I want to go
Right.
lower, but that was 7. Yep.
All right. Sly, what about you?
After our discussion, it's given me a lot to think about, and I realize there are a lot of things that I genuinely don't like about this episode. But at the same time, the nostalgia is what hits me.
Yeah.
So for that, 8.
8. All right. I'll make it easy then. I really enjoyed this episode. There were definitely parts I didn't enjoy quite as much, but it still doesn't take away from the hype that I had and just the excitement overall. So I give it a 9.
Easy enough. Perfect.
Okay.
It gives us with an 8.
All right, so yeah, that's the official Foundry score there. It is an 8 of episode 15. Yeah, 16. Sorry, 16. Yeah, but hey, man, I'm a little disappointed by it. I feel like it was just really just a plug for future shows that gave the chance for you to look at more considered obscure characters, just to try to, I guess, ensure their success. For future shows like the Ahsoka, Boba Fett show. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I liked it more. I really did. I thought the second half of the season was super disappointing to me, but hey, it was a pleasurable experience. I'm gonna remember a lot of those parts. You know, it's good to see Ahsoka in live action. It's great to see Boba Fett back. You know, I love Cobb's character. I think he's a great addition to Star
Oh
Wars,
yeah,
the universe.
yeah,
You know,
for sure.
a lot of good came out of it too. I'm excited for season 3. That's gonna be amazing. You know, still this is like the best live action Star Wars stuff that I've seen in the past 10
For
years.
sure.
I would say. You know. But yeah, pretty great stuff in my opinion. But hey, if you guys enjoyed it, you know, drop some support down below. Check out some of the links, and guys, we'll see you later on the next review series, or on I guess season 3 if that's gonna happen. But thanks
Yeah.
everyone. This was a lot of fun. Appreciate the
Super
support.
fun.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.